analyze, we keep the numbers in the dimension table, we keep the description. So now just to give you in a real-time normal example, suppose say now assume that you have an expenditure, right?
Okay.
Now you would like to analyze your expenditure.
Okay.
Expenses, whatever.
Yeah.
Right, so you would like to analyze your expenses. Now, how would you like to analyze your expenses? If I ask you, what is your last month's expenses? Now, what do? You analyze your expenses with what?
With all day-to-day stuff and how much I've expended my money on transport or for the groceries or for all those stuff.
Exactly. So now again, transport is a group, right? Transport is not one thing. Suppose say you go to office on a daily basis, which means that what is the money that you are spending over a month for the transport? It's a group, right? So now, usually like what you do, you categorize as a group, right? Suppose say now transport is one of the category.
Okay.
So I can put it as a travel to make it simple, right? So other thing like you say the grocery, probably you can say food. That is a grocery, or right? So no, it's a food.
Okay.
Now suppose you say shopping, probably time to time we may do shopping.
Yeah.
Probably if you watch movies a lot, probably you're in UK, probably you may not watch. You watch free movies, but again, even if you if you have something entertainment or partying or whatever. Okay. So now. So now, in sense, like what you try to do, basically you try to organize your expenses as a multiple groups, which means if your expense is like £1,000.
Okay.
Now, probably what you would like to do, you'd like to analyze your expenses from the different perspectives. What is the money that I spent on travel? What is the money that I spent on this one? What is the money that I spent on entertainment? What is this money that I spent on shopping? Which means out of these £1,000, what is the share of each and everything? So what is that you are analyzing? You are analyzing a number, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You are analyzing a number with respect to the multiple expenditures that you have. So now the expenditures may change from person to person also, right? It's not constant. So now, what is it you are analyzing? You are analyzing your expenses with respect to the multiple dimensions. So this is what we call it as a dimensional modeling, where here you have your expense, which we call it as a fact. So expenses are your fact is always a number. Where in general, like we analyze only numbers, right? Suppose instead of expenses, do I have city here, London? Will I be able to analyze my London? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
So if I keep instead of expenses, if I keep any column as a London or say Birmingham or Kingston, so I don't really analyze anything, right? So what I really need to analyze is only numbers can be analyzed. Even in real life also, we always analyze the numbers, right? What is the money that you spend? What is the sales? What is the revenue? What is the profit? Okay, these are all numbers, right? So in a dimensional model, what we do is we keep all the numbers that is required to be analyzed in one table. We call the table as a fact table. Now, but again, if I say that my expenses are 1,000, but again, 1,000 is a generic expenses, or all expenses. But again, what is the share of the travel in these 1,000 pounds? And what is the share of food in these 1,000 pounds? What is the share of shopping in these 1,000 pounds? What is the share of entertainment in 1,000 pounds? Which means I'm trying to analyze my expenses with respect to the different dimensions, different angles. So that is what we call it as a dimension model, where these tables, like the travel and all, these are the dimension tables. And these tables are always descriptive. Descriptive in the sense we have like a say travel from where to where, which bus and all, like this is a description from shopping, which shopping mall and clothes or which type of clothes and all, these are the descriptions. But again, only the numbers, right? So which means this is all a descriptive data, this is always a numeric data. Now in a dimensional model, you always analyze your number with respect to the different dimensions or different categories. So each category we call it as a one dimension, like you analyze your expenses with different categories, and you have the numbers which is a fact table with the categories that we call it as a dimension table when it comes to the data warehouse model. So now, in the sense like the fact table always changes. Now the numbers always change, right? Suppose I buy one thing now, the next day I come and I may want to cancel some order or return something. My fact change, right? My expenses may change. So these are the things that usually change.
Okay.
These are things that usually change, but the dimensions are a little tricky. They don't change. The dimensions change, but again, they don't really change it very often. Like a customer. Customer is one
Okay.
dimension. So now when I say
Okay.
customer doesn't change his address on a daily basis. Our customer does not change his phone